In this video, I'm showing you how to use some of the font elements within Thrive Architect. We're going to focus on two of them, the paragraph and heading. Both, whenever you want to add one, you simply click on it in the Elements sidebar, and you can drag it over and add it wherever you want to. Same thing with the heading. You can drag that over and add it wherever you want. Once it's in, you can also drag them around. So if I wanted to put another heading right above that paragraph, I could, but I don't want to. So I'm going to show you how to edit and customize them once you have them in. So let's work with this one right here, this heading right here. You can see when I click on that, it opens up this window over here. The main options we'll look at first. You can adjust colors to whatever you want, and when you start working with something, if you get it like that and you say, no, I don't want that, I want to go back to the way it was, you can just hit cancel and it'll go right back to what you had before you started working with it. In addition to color, you can also change the type of fonts, and you have a few options in here. I like using the Google fonts. You also have web safe fonts, custom fonts, and inherent theme fonts will just put it to whatever you have your theme font set at. Inside here, like for Google fonts, you can type in whichever one you want, or just leave it blank and scroll through and see them. Or you can click this button right here, and it will narrow it down to the ones that Google's are as recommends. And you've got quite a few options here. You can generally pick something you like out of here. They have big, more fat ones. Let me actually go back and do this one first. You have a script one you can use. I like using that one for our signatures. You've got ones that are more like that. And you've got all kind of cool ones. You can use that one quite a bit. And I also like this Playfair display one. And I use this quicksand one some too. But again, you can hit cancel. But I will go back to what I had before. You can also add a highlight to it if you want. Like that one, if you want to put a black background on it, or if you want it more like a typical yellow highlighter, you can do that. And this transform is pretty slick also. You can have it, this one here where it's all uppercase, you can switch it to where it's uppercase text, where it's the first letter of every one is capitalized, or you can put one right here where all of it's lowercase. So it's not, you can type everything in just lowercase and go back in and set it however you are. Go back and test everything to see what looks best. Right here you can work with font size to make it as big or as little as you want. In this case, I like to drag it to where it's just about the max can be for that line. You can also add line height, open up a little bit more. There we go. And you can also do letter spacing if you want to drag things out a little. If you want to make things over 2 lines, you can do that. There is an option in here for type focus animation, but that's would be a whole nother video. We'll do it another time. In addition to these up here, you've also got your basic ones here. Actually, let me drag this back to where I had it. There we go. You've also got these options up here for bold, italics. You can add an underline to it. You can add strikethroughs. And here you can add you can choose the type of heading you want. If you want heading 1, 2, 3. You can see when I did that, it went back and changed it to the default one for the theme for that particular heading type. You can also change the alignment to center, right align, change it to justify, and you can actually even add a link to another page if you want to. You want to have that actually as a link somewhere. So we'll go back and change this to what we had it before, which, remember, I chose the Google fonts, and we're going to put it back on this one. We're going to put it back at the default green color that I'm using for the theme. Stretch that out to the Actually, we've got to change this first because when you put the capitals are all uppercase, it takes up more room. So put it back on that. Drag this right where we had it. Whoops. And then add a little more space on it right there. And it's back just about where we had it. Actually put a little more space on it. It's a little tight on that special. Oops. Wrong one. A little more space. There we go. All right. So that's about it for headings. Now, paragraphs work the same way. I showed you how to drag one. If you click inside your paragraph, you can add, or you can edit those as well. And you can see within here, all of it's already bolded already in this top part. But let's say I can go back in and make that unbold, and I can just add a bold property right there to one piece of it. Or even if I wanted to go back in over here, remember I showed you the highlight before. If I wanted to give that a little highlight like that, you can do that. And just like up here, you could also, I could make it a center justify. I can drag it out to the line justify, right, left, and we'll just leave it as left as it was. Also, you've got within all these font elements, like all the other elements within Thrive Architect, you've got your layout and positions that you can drag things around with and lay them out as you want. You've also can change particular backgrounds on here. So in this one, if you wanted to add, make this a red background, you can do that. Whatever color you want. There's you can add images, gradients, patterns. Like I'll show you those ones if we go through. We've gone through. You can add patterns, different types of lines, even dots, and you can go back in and make those different colors. Go back in and make it more subtle. So you've got all type of things you can do with that. And then let's say you decide you didn't like this pattern thing, you go right back here, knock that out, and we can go back in and clean this little part up and just say I want nothing in there right now, and it's back to just the way it was. We can go back here and make it all bold, so it's like it just was before. And that's about it for working with fonts using Thrive Architect.